Hello everyone and welcome to another vlog. So today we're going to do something that I've never done before, and we're going to infinity and beyond. Yes, we are going all out Toy Story today, Disney, Pixar and Toy Story. So we're doing something called a tag, which I don't really know much about, if I'm being completely honest. I am not down with the kids. I am not cool. I am the girl with mini ears. And it's appropriate to wear because it's a Disney vlog, Disney Pixar vlog, so totally appropriate. And I'm in white and black, red and black even. I do know my colours, red, black, and so I like Minnie Mouse, yeah. And we have Baymax, we have my toys because we're doing Toy Story, so we're all themed, and we have a Toy Story background with the aliens, and ooh, freaking love the aliens in Toy Story. So yeah, we're doing a tag. Alistair sent me it from someone who knows, a guy called Martyn. I'm sure Alistair will link it below. Check out Martyn and Helena's vlogs. They do a lot of stuff on Disney, and they're the ones who created this Toy Story vlog, Toy Story tag, sorry. I will learn about all of this tags and everything stuff. So, from my understanding of it, I have a series of questions. I think there's 14 of them. And basically, I'm just going to share my opinions on the whole Toy Story franchise. So if you guys have a YouTube channel or you just want to join in, commenting below or anything, you guys can do the tag too. But we'll just dive right on in and hit the road with the questions. So the first one, I've got them down below, so if I look low, I'm really sorry, is how old were you when you first saw Toy Story? Well, it came out in 1995, I think, so I would have been 10, and we went to the cinema and saw Toy Story, and I have a younger brother and older sister, and we all loved it. My brother had the original Woody and Buzz Lightyear, and I think we went to Florida that year, or like the year after it had been released, because we would have gone in 1996, and he had them, and I remember like them selling out of like Woodies and Buzz, and it all been like big drama, and my brother had them and people were like, oh my gosh, you have a Woody doll. So yeah, I totally remember watching that, even though it was a very long time ago. I feel old. Okay, we'll move on. So if you could be any toy from your childhood, what would you be? And I'm not allowed to pick Disney. Oh, tough question. I used to really love the Care Bears and the Care Bear cousins. They were really cool. We had a rabbit named Swiftheart after the Care Bear cousin that was called Swiftheart. So yeah, I think I'd be a Care Bear because they were soft and cuddly, and like they're kind of like, I guess, Disney-fied to a certain extent, aren't they? Because they just wanted the world to be a happier place and everyone to be friends and everyone to get along. So yeah, I think I'd be a Care Bear. And they lived in the clouds, and like they had rainbow slides. They had a pretty fun life. Yeah, I'd be a Care Bear. 100%. Okay. Oh, these questions are really hard. My favourite Toy Story film. So, confession, I haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet. It came out whilst I've been away. I did have a brief spell back at home, but I didn't manage to get to the cinema to see it. So it's going to have to wait until November when I'm back home again for me to actually see it. So I'm only between 1, 2 and 3. And it's controversial, guys. How can you pick? I'm really bad at picking decisions. I'm going to go with Toy Story 2. For the main reason that I love all like the inside jokes on that. Like I love the fact that they have like Zurg and he's like, I am your father, and like that was the Toy Story. And then they have like there's the Indiana Jones bit, isn't there, where it's like the ball rolling, and and tour guide Barbie, I think she was genius, and I love Jessie and the Roundup gang. Yeah, I think Toy Story 2 is that would be the one that I would pick. Yeah. Okay. Oh man, favorite Toy Story themed ride. Okay. So that would have been really simple to have answered before they actually created Toy Story Land. But to be fair, no, it's not that hard. It's Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin in Walt Disney World in Florida, because that's where I used to work. So although it used to drive me insane listening to You've Got a Friend in Me all the time, like when you were walking the belts, like operating the ride, and that song would drive me nuts. Like oh, just so much. Like, somebody once walked up and they're like, I love this song, and in my head I'm like, I freaking hate that song, but I love it now. Like, it has a lot of fun memories. So yeah, that would be my ride, hands down. I'm not a massive fan of Toy Story Mania, but I really love the new additions in Toy Story Land in Walt Disney World in Florida. I loved the Slinky Dog coaster. I thought it was fantastic, especially the bit where it's like that. And then like the fact that he talks to you when he stops, and then the big finale. Yeah, I loved that. And I loved the alien spinny ride thing. That blew me away. You can check out our Florida vlogs from earlier this year to see our responses, because that was the first time we ever experienced it, and I really loved it. So yeah. That would, yeah, Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin, purely because of all the memories it holds from when I was a cast member and I made Magic Bear. And I didn't need ears like this, but I'd earned my ears. Okay. If you could create a character from one of your childhood toys, who would I bring? Ooh, good question. After a lot of thought, I have come up with, Alistair, I have to put a picture because people will probably not know what the hell I'm on about. It's Teddy Ruxpin. So he used to be a teddy bear that everybody wanted. He was kind of like Winnie the Pooh. He had like a little t-shirt on. He talks, and I just think that he would be a good friend for Lotso, because I really like Lotso. Like, he's a really naughty bear and he's very evil, but he smells of strawberries. Like, every time like I go into a Disney store and I see that teddy and like I give him a cuddle and smell his stomach, and he does smell of strawberries. Like, I want him to be good. So I feel like if Teddy Ruxpin was like introduced, he could show Lotso the right way and the right path, and that he could go down a happier route, and then he could live happily ever after. So that would be who I would bring. I hope that was a good answer. It was a bit of a naff answer, but I really couldn't think of anything. I kind of thought about Pogs. Did anyone used to play with Pogs? But like, I mean, to be fair, if I said Pogs, I bet you Pixar could come up with something really cool in how you could kind of make them come alive or something. But like, they were basically just like bits of card, like circles, weren't they? And you had a plastic one and you used to hit them, and then you try and flip them, and if you flipped them then you won the ones, and then there'd be like massive arguments between people at school because they didn't want you to have the Pog but you'd won it. So yeah, I'm sure that they could maybe come up with something with that. And I used to love Pogs. They were massive in like our school. We used to be like all around and collecting them. So I don't know, Pixar is like geniuses, and they come up with like all these ways of making things come alive. They made a lamp come alive. So yeah, but yeah, Teddy Ruxpin was my idea. Okay, moving on. So which character would you say you are most like? Oh man, probably Rex. Like, I stress about everything and I'm really worried and I care, and Rex is kind of like that, isn't he? So yeah, maybe Rex, because I'm not really very brave like Woody, and I'm not like out there like Buzz, and Jessie's just crazy, and in a good way, but she's nuts. Yeah, I think I'm like Rex. I'm gonna go with that. A bit of a nervous Nelly, but with a good heart, and would always like look after his friends and everything, and aspires to be better. Yeah, that's it. Okay, my favourite Toy Story song. Right, this is gonna sound like I'm really contradicting myself, because I'd have to pick You've Got a Friend in Me, and I've just said that I used to hate it, and I did, because it did drive me insane on the ride, but it takes me back now, and I just think the words and everything are really special. Like the fact that it sort of like says, what's the bit? The bit about being tough, like when you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed. And I always think about that when I'm away as well. So yeah, you just remember what your old pal said. You've got a friend in me. Yeah, I love that song. I do also think that Woody's Roundup is a fun song, so that's cool too. But yeah, I don't know, I know a lot of people will probably say When She Loved Me from Jessie, and I do like that song, but I just think that You've Got a Friend in Me, if somebody said name a song that linked to Toy Story, I think they would outrightly say You've Got a Friend in Me. So yeah, I think that that's my song. Okay, which character would you like to have seen more of? Tour Guide Barbie. She was genius. Like, honestly, I know Barbie came into like 3 and she was funny too. Like, I just really thought that Tour Guide Barbie's really funny when she's like everyone inside the vehicle, and then she's like, keep your arms and hands and your accessories, like your nose and everything. That's just, it was brilliant. And then at the end when she's like, I'm gonna go and do my smile, like that was really funny. So yeah, I just, tour guide Barbie, could watch her all day, guys, watch her all day. That's my sense of humour. I don't know, I'm sorry. My favourite Toy Story villain, see, no, Lotso is a nasty villain. I wouldn't pick him. And Sid wasn't very nice either. But then what other villains are? I'll tell you who my favourite villain is, and it's a really stupid one. It's Al of Al's Toy Barn. Is that what he was called? I think it was Al. Draw that man in a chicken suit. Like, just for that reason, because I think that line is so funny. Yeah, that would be who my villain is. Just because they drew him in a chicken suit, and I just think that's hilarious. I don't know. Like I said, I'm really sorry. I can only apologise for my personality. It's terrible. And then it says favourite line. I totally say, draw that man in a chicken suit. But I have to say, I think my favourite line of like all time, hey guys, has to be, and I don't know whether I'm quoting it 100% right, but somewhere along the lines of, the word that I want to say, I can't use because there are preschool toys present. I don't know who came up with that, but I think, like, as an adult, so many people can relate to that. Like, in so many jobs that I've had, that sentence is just in my head, like, not necessarily because there's preschool toys present, but because there's people around that shouldn't hear me saying things like that, and you kind of have to, like, funnel yourself out. And I just think it was brilliant. It was absolutely fun. Great line. Whoever came up with it, I applaud you. Woody or Buzz? Woody. Absolutely Woody. I love Woody. I feel like I should say Buzz because of Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin, and it was all about Buzz. But if I'd pick Woody. Like, if I was gonna spend the day with one of them, I'd want to spend it with Woody, because I feel like he is so genuine and he's just a nice guy. Like, Buzz is cool. He's probably too cool for me. Like, Woody's a bit more traditional, so yeah. Woody's my boy. That's who I'm gonna go with. Okay, next. Did you used to watch Buzz Lightyear as Star Commander? No, I've never watched that. I used to do the speech when I was on the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin. You'd be like, "Good afternoon, Space Rangers. This is Star Command," and then when he broke down. So I used to do that, but yeah, I've never watched it. I think I was maybe a bit too old when that came out, and it was a cartoon, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't really know much about it, so sorry, no, I didn't watch it. Was it any good? Should I watch it? I don't know. Comment below, tell me. I'll maybe check it out. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on it. Okay, so moving on. My favourite character outside of Woody and Buzz. Know who it is? It's these guys. We have saved your lives. We are eternally grateful. And I just love the fact that they're like, the claw. And then when he's like going up and he's like, I'm moving on to a better place. I have been chosen. Yeah, I just think that the aliens are fab. I love them. Yeah, I just think that they are my little profile thing for my Disney experience, the app that you use when you go on a holiday to Disney World in Florida. Yeah, I have the little Toy Story alien, and I have the blanket. And I also, when the first Toy Story came out, I got for Christmas one of the aliens, and you press his tummy and his head lights up and he does the ooh thing, and then he says, I have been chosen, and what else? I think he maybe says the claw is our master, the claw. Yeah, the aliens, for sure. Okay, next. Favourite scene. Eek! Ooh. How do you pick? There's like three. I mean, how do you even pick when there's three films, let alone four? Oh man. I think though, I really do like the scene in the toy store when they're looking for the real Buzz, and then they find the fake Buzz who like starts again because he thinks that he's Buzz Lightyear again. It's like the laser and everything, and then like there's tour guide Barbie. I just think it's hilarious. Like there's so much in that, and then like Rex has the magazine, doesn't he? And he realizes that he can defeat Emperor Zurg, and he believes in himself. And then they all get in the car. Yeah, there's just so much that happens in those scenes. That it's quite a long scene. It's probably like more than one. But yeah, I loved the fact that they went to a Toy Story, and then there was little hidden gems as well. What do they call them? They don't call it hidden gems. There's a word. I've got picnic in my head. It's not a picnic. I can't remember. They call it something when they hide little things in it. And there's definitely like toys that are related to Disney movies and stuff. So yeah, I think that's probably my favourite scene. Were you like Sid or Andy when you were a child? Oh, I think I was more like Andy. I didn't blow up my toys. And I didn't like take the head off one and put it on another. I'll tell you how bad I am, and like my mum and Kate will watch this and be like, yes, that is exactly what you're like, Fiona. I am the person now that buys broken things because I feel really bad for them. And my mum, if you ever like with teddies, like with these, so I have Baymax. He's really fun actually. He's like one of these snap ones, so he just sits on your wrist. It's Baymax. He's so cute. Yeah, once you've picked it up, you can't put it back and pick another one, because then Baymax would be sad. So you're not allowed to do that with any toy or teddy. And like last year there was a Christmas decoration that I found in TK Maxx, which was like a soldier and one of his, was it a snowman? It was either like one of the tin soldiers or it was a snowman, I can't quite remember. And he was missing a leg. And my friend Kate was with me at the time. She's like, you can't buy that, it's broken. I was like, I have to buy it because no one else is going to buy it, and then it's going to be stuck all alone. And it was like, my mum will be really chuffed that I bought it because she'd feel the same. And they gave me a discount because it was broken. But yeah, it came home with us so that it's not sad, because yeah, like you saw how Sid's toys were. Like he was just, I mean, they all unified. They were very good together and they looked after each other. But yeah, you can't treat toys or people like that. Even now, like you look after your toys. So yeah, I was like Andy. You're a toy and you need to get somewhere quickly. Do you go to RC or Bullseye? I'd go to Bullseye. Oh, I love Bullseye. Isn't he just the cutest? When he does like that thing, I can't do it. Like with his, when he spells Andy and he's like, I'm obviously not flexible, but when he does that, isn't he just so cute? And like he didn't want to leave Woody or upset him. Yeah, I'd pick Bullseye. I mean, RC is cool, but I think there's a pattern. I'm too traditional. Like yeah, Bullseye. He's cute. Okay. Which film made you the most emotional? Okay, I'm not really like, I don't get necessarily emotional when I haven't cried at any of the films. But I think, oh my gosh, the bit where they're in the fire and they're like all holding hands, I think that tugged on everyone's heartstrings. And because everybody, when it came out, was like, oh my god, like the end. And so I actually did kind of think, and because they were adamant they were not going to do any more, I think part of you was like, oh my god, they're actually going to kill them all off. They are literally, and I mean, Disney does it all the time. Like, it kills off like Mufasa, Bambi's mum. Seriously, we're all traumatized from Disney as children. So I just think it kind of crossed your mind that, oh man, they're all going, and they're all going together. And I think my heart stopped a little bit, but I didn't cry. And then obviously they got saved by the aliens. Obviously, best twist ever, Disney. Yeah, so I think that's probably the most emotional I got, but I didn't cry. And it was sad then when Andy then gave them to Bonnie, but I really like Bonnie. She is super cool. Like, I was that kid who dressed herself like that with wellies and things that did not match. So yeah, I'm all about Bonnie. She is a real kid, just kind of like Andy was, because he was a bit nuts too. So yeah, I'm all about that. Okay, oh, this is simple. So it says Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin at Disney World or Buzz Lightyear's laser blast in Disneyland Paris. It has to be in Florida because I can max it out. Now, disclaimer, I do not cheat when I max it out. Everyone thinks that I do and I totally don't, and I can't always max it out because all I know is I know of 4 targets that give you big points. but you have to hit those targets at least a couple of times to be able to max it out. So it does take aim, and it does take a little bit of luck to a certain point. And I've shared my knowledge of how I do it with so many people. Like, I've shared it with all my family, I've shared it with a lot of friends, shared it with Alistair, and yet no one else has done it. So I don't understand why no one else can be a galactic hero with me, but I also feel really special that I'm like a galactic hero, and I am so cool because I am a galactic hero. And I more than once. But we are going back to Florida in 2020 in February, and we are going to go on and we're going to film a little bit on my targets that I would suggest that you try and hit, and then hopefully you guys can be galactic heroes too, and then maybe you'll agree with me and think that that's the best ride ever. And I think this is the last question. There's actually 20 questions. I don't know where I got 14 from. Okay, it says, thoughts on Toy Story 4, and do you want to see a Toy Story 5? So, I haven't seen Toy Story 4, but, like, I guess my honest opinion is, I think they should have left it at the end of 3. I love Toy Story. I do love the Toy Story franchise, like, and I've grown up with it, so, like, from 10, and then it's still going even in my 30s. So, there's a lot of history with those characters, but... And I'm sure that the movie's got like stuff in it that I'll just be like, oh man, that was really good. Well played, Disney, well played. But I think sometimes a bit like, you know, with like TV series, like with Friends, like it got to a point, and although you want to see more of it, I think sometimes you just have to go, right, it's stopped. And it's sad that it's finished and everything, but it's kind of the end. And you can always rewatch. So I think that they should have left it at the end of 3, because I thought that was a really nice ending. It kind of went full circle, so they'd seen Andy all the way through his childhood up to a point, and then they'd all gone together to a new home, and they were kind of starting again. And yes, there's probably scope with how technology has developed and things like that, but yeah, I kind of, no, I wish they'd left it at 3, if I'm honest. And I have a big thing at the minute that I kind of wish, and to be fair to Disney and Pixar, the new releases that are some stuff like this, what's it called? The one that's coming out in March the 6th next year. It's something like Onward. It's some sort of journey one where there's like so that's a completely new film, and that's what I wish that they would do more of, rather than doing more like with the Star Wars, like that's still ongoing. They're still creating new Star Wars movies. They've done like The Incredibles 2, which, to be fair, yes, I loved it, damn it. But and like all these live actions, like they're doing The Lion King, Lady and the Tramp's now coming out, then they had like Mary Poppins Return. I kind of wish that they would step away from that a little bit at the minute and come up with some really new stuff, like with Up, like when that came out and everyone was like, oh my god, like that was the best thing ever. Like, and I know that Disney have the power and like the imagination and the magic to be able to do it, and I just, yeah, I wish that, because Frozen 2 is coming out as well. I freaking love Frozen, damn it. See, this is the problem, like I love Disney too much, but I do wish that they would go and create like new films, so that like I would see it and think, oh my god, like who came up with that, and just be blown away. But then like I say, I'm such a hypocrite, because I do freaking love so many of the sequels, like Edna and Jack Jack in The Incredibles 2, genius. And like Toy Story, like all 3 of those movies are freaking genius. Like Lotso, and then little baby, yeah, and then like all of Bonnie's toys when they're like, oh yes, we're all actors here, and today we're gonna, it's incredible. And like Sunnyside Daycare, when they're all like really scared of the kids, and it's just magical. Disney is just magical. I love it. Yeah. So I don't have thoughts on Toy Story 5 yet, because I don't even have thoughts on Toy Story 4, apart from my gut says that I wish they'd stopped at 3. That's my honest opinion. But like I say, you watch it, watch out for a vlog. I'll vlog after I watch Toy Story 4, and I'll probably have to eat all my words and be like, guys, I freaking loved it. It was the best movie I've ever seen. And then I'll be really sad because I have to eat my words. So yeah. So that's my Toy Story tag. I have no idea if I've done it right or wrong. We have a lot of Disney toys. Oh, it's that Baymax and Dumbo. This is meant to be like Nick Wilde from Zootropolis, but my friend couldn't find actual Nick, so I have fake Nick. But he's cute, so he's here too. So yeah, from me and all my toys, a lot of Disney toys, Baymax and Dumbo and Nick. We wish you all a magical day and hope that you can come and check us out in another vlog very soon. Please comment below and come and tag with us for Toy Story and let us know your thoughts and opinions, because I always love hearing other people's opinions. And I'm sure when you're all saying your favourite Toy Story moments and everything, I'm like, oh my god, I freaking love that too. So yeah, please let us know, share, and I'd love to hear what everyone thinks too. But until next time guys, see you later.